Civilia is a competitive card game for 1 to 4 players ages 8 and up and takes about 30 minutes to play. The goal of the game is to become the world leader in one or more sectors by playing overlapping cards to make groups of symbols and expand your civilization. Build the largest group of a symbol to become world leader in that sector and then score points to win. The components for Civilia consist of simply 54 cards, each with different combinations of 6 symbols on them. There are 6 symbol types representing the different civilization sectors. Setting up for a game of Civilia takes seconds. Shuffle the deck and deal 3 cards to each player. That's it. Each card has stars on it indicating the score type of the card. The score type of this card is military. This card would score 3 points because there are 3 stars on it. Each turn, the player whose turn it is will build by placing a card from their hand into the play area in front of them. The player will pick a card from their hand and place it down, overlapping their own cards to form large groups of the same symbols. After building, if the player has more connected symbols of a certain type than any other player, they may plan a card of that score type. That card can be achieved on a following turn to score points. But look out, if another player becomes the leader in that symbol, they might steal those points for themselves. A game of Civilia ends immediately and final scoring begins when the last card is drawn from the deck. In final scoring, players may not build any more cards but may score cards in 2 ways. Each player may simultaneously achieve any number of cards from the plan area using the normal rules for achieving. Each player may also achieve 1 card directly from their hand if they are world leader in the achievement type of that card. The card is placed directly into the player's achieved cards pile. Players count up the total stars on cards they achieved, and the player with the most stars is the winner. Now let's look at some real gameplay to see what makes Civilia special. On his second turn, bottom player increases his strength in industry by building to connect 2 more industry symbols to the 1 industry symbol that he already has on the board. Since he is now the world leader in industry, he is able to plan by placing another card with the industry score type into the center of the table. Then he draws until he has 3 cards in hand to end his turn. The top player chooses to increase her agricultural strength and also plans a card to try to score points on a future turn. On his next turn, the bottom player chooses to increase his agricultural strength to contest the top player. By building with a card that increases his agriculture strength, he prevents the top player from achieving the card she planned unless she plays more leaf symbols on her turn. After building, he has an industry strength of 2, which is higher than the top player's industry strength, so he can achieve the card that he planned on his previous turn. Since she doesn't have any more cards in her hand with agriculture symbols, the top player shifts strategies and decides to focus on increasing her science strength. She becomes world leader in science and can now plan a 2-point card to score on a future turn. The bottom player can now become world leader in agriculture and score the 3-point card that the top player planned earlier. Then he can plan another 2-point agriculture card to hopefully score some more points rather than using that card to increase his advantage in agriculture. The game continues with each player taking turns and then placing any achieved cards face down in their play area. When the deck runs out, players count up the stars on their achieved cards and total their final scores.